Hello, it's Sunday evening percussion lessons on the Highway Chris J. Welcome back. Have you been practicing? I hope so. Well, we're going to find out right away. We're going to start off with those double strokes, okay? So I've got my metronome set for 112, 112 beats per minute. Okay, a little less than a marching tempo. All right, now once again, we want to make sure our drum pad is belt level, right? And then we're going to hold the sticks about a quarter of the way up the shaft with matched grip between the thumb and the first and second knuckle on the index finger. On both sides, it's easy, it's matched. Now, elbows out, backs of hands up, shoulders relaxed. And 2 beats per hand per click. Wouldn't it be a great thing to do at the end of every day when you got home from work or school to just come down and do double strokes? Just focus on doing something perfectly. Backs of hands are up, elbows are out, shoulders are relaxed, feet are shoulder width apart, and I'm mostly moving at my wrist. This is strengthening my wrist muscles. It's also developing a sense of timing with the metronome, which is super important. Good. Now, let's turn some more lights on here. Hey, let's brighten up the scene a little bit. And for those of you who are a little more advanced, I'll take it up to 144 for 30 seconds out. Remember, the faster we go, the more relaxed we are. And never speed up until you have shown that you can do the full 3 minutes without any flaws. Good. All right. Next, I have a book for you since you're doing so good. This is called Alfred's Drum Method Book 1. Alfred's Drum Method Book 1. It is published by Alfred. Okay. And it's easy to find online. It's a great book. In the book, they talk about the traditional grip and the matched grip. Okay, 2 different ways to play. And then we get into reading music, which is so important for understanding how music works. So you will learn about the different kinds of notes. There's a whole note that's just a donut-looking thing. You put a stem on it, it's a half note. There are 2 half notes in a whole note. Next, if you fill in the circle and have a stem on it, that's a quarter note. So you got the whole note, which divides into 2 half notes, and a whole note can be divided into 4 quarter notes. In standard 4/4 time, there's 4 beats per measure. Okay? And so with this book, I'm going to teach you how to read music. And you're just going to start with lesson 1 here. Okay, you see 4/4 time, 4 quarter notes per measure. at the end of the measure is a bar line, okay? So in these exercises, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 measures in each one. The first one's really simple. You're just going to play on all 4 beats. Okay, it sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm counting. Counting is super important. Counting helps you organize everything in your head. It keeps you in time. And for me, I learned how to sing while playing because I was a good counter. Trust me, you want to count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's switch it up a little bit. Exercise 2 has a different kind of marking on beat 4. It's like a little lightning bolt looking thing. That's called a rest. That means you don't play on that one. So this one is going to be 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. In the third exercise, exercise number 3, they have the rest on, guess what, beat 3. So that's going to go like this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, rest, 4. 1, 2, rest, 4. 1, 2, rest, 4. Now some people will just count to the regular number during the rest and remember not to play, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? If you're not saying rest, it helps you keep your place in 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so you're going to get the book. You're going to read all the way up to page 12. Okay? And then we're going to play that together. Okay? So learn page 12 inside and out. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I really will answer them because I love teaching people how to play percussion. Let's move on to the beautiful xylophone. Everybody knows xylophones because it's always used as an example for the letter Z when you're learning the alphabet. There's not a lot of things that start with an X, but this beautiful instrument does start with an X. It's a xylophone, xylophone, xylophone. All right. The first scale that we learned was C major. Now, if you remember, all keyboards are divided up into groups of, well, basically, if you see a piano, these would be the white keys down here, and these that have the spaces in them are the black keys. We call those accidentals. So there are every group, the accidentals are grouped in groups of 3 and 2, and that helps you learn the geography of the keyboard so you know where you are and what notes you're playing. Right at the start, below, you find the group of 2 accidentals and go a half step down from that, and that's C. Okay? C. So C major, the note C is just below the first of the group of 2. And this is a very easy scale. Here we go, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That's C major. The next scale we learned was G major. That starts in the white key that is just above, a half step above, the first in the group of 3. So here's G major 10 times. It has how many accidentals? That's right, one. And it's the leading tone or the second last tone in the scale. T. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so don't forget that T is an accidental, F sharp. Here we go, 10 times. I hope I don't mess it up. This is live. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. The next scale is D major. D major is easy. It has both the C sharp, the first in the group of 2, and the first in the group of 3. So you're going to play the first in each of these groups. And D major goes like this. 10 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Then we have the A major scale. We're just following a pattern called the circle of fifths. Went from C to G, from G to D, from D to A. And A has C sharp and the first 2 in the group of 3, F sharp and G sharp. And it goes like this. 10 times, no mistakes. Here we go. Okay, I did have a couple of mistakes in there, so I would, if that were my student, I would have them play it over again. But that gives me an opportunity to play it slowly for you. So here's A major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. That's A major. All right. So moving on over to, let's get a new scale for this week. So A to E. E major is our next one. E major is easy. I love this one. It's super easy. Basically, it's just 2 and 2. So both these 2 accents and these 2 accents. Okay, watch this. Oops. So. That's the E major scale. So now you got 5. That's pretty cool. 5 major scales that you can play. Okay? And how many are there total? Well, there are 12 major scales. And when my students get really good at learning all the major scales and they know them all, then we do the chromatic major scale challenge. Okay? So that is an exercise where we do C major, but instead of going down to C again, we play 1 half step up and start with D flat. Okay. Okay, and then when we come back down from there, then E flat. Here's E, F, F sharp, a G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C. And that's all 12 of them, just like that. All right, so moving on from the xylophone, it's time for the drum set. Have you been working on your feet? Have you been working on your feet? Everyone should work on their feet. Gotta think on your feet, gotta play on your feet. Let's do a little bit of drum set. So we start off, we'll use the metronome again, and we'll bring it down a bit to 120. And we're going to get those feet going. That's pretty fast. Let's move it down a little bit. 95. Bass, hi-hat, bass, hi-hat, bass, hi-hat, bass, hi-hat, bass, hi-hat. Just enjoy that. Do you have the concentration and the discipline to do this? Can you keep it going over and over, right with time? Can you do it for 3 minutes? Maybe not today, but maybe if you do it every day, you could build up to 3 minutes. Be sure to time yourself. All right, now we're going to add the hi-hat and snare drum. And that's what we're working up to. Now I'm going to do some jamming for you. Jamming. Everybody likes some jamming. It's been my pleasure teaching you, inspiring you once again. Make it a great day on the highway, Chris J. And bravo if you're practicing. We'll see you next week. Keep drumming and have fun.